Hello there again, this is Catus Maximus, and after my particularly cringy quarter-inch drive ratchet comparison, I wanted to follow up with a little bit more fluid of a tool review. This time it's going to be the half-inch drive PowerBuilt 6-point deep well socket set. We have both the metric and the standard here, and the PowerBuilt tools have never been known as the best, but they're a pretty good brand, or their brand name they associate with better than average. I'd say they're about mid-grade tools, better than Harbor Freight, but, aren't Snap-on or anything like that. But for most intents and purposes, they really are pretty nice tools. They, right now, I believe, are primarily sold through O'Reilly's Auto Parts. A lot of O'Reilly's rentable service tools like ball joint pullers and suspension service kits are also PowerBuilt, and a lot of them actually have looked pretty nice. Let's take a closer look at these sockets. I have a couple of odd color ones. These are actually Ace hardware sockets that I was using to set build my metric, but it's kind of nice to be able to get a side-by-side comparison of two similar grades of sockets. And the Ace sockets aren't that bad. But if we take a look here, we can see that the chrome in the Ace isn't quite as nice. The chrome on the PowerBuilt, you can see it's shiny all the way down inside that socket, which I did appreciate. The fluting is really good on the PowerBuilt socket, as well as the fluting on the drive side. They really, are what you might expect when you're spending a decent amount of money on some half-inch drive sockets. One thing I did like was good quality control. Out of these sets, I couldn't find anything that was remotely an imperfection. There was no issues in the roll stamps, no issues where they didn't finish the end of the socket, or maybe it was broached off center. Nothing like that. Every one of these sockets is visually perfect. And so I just wanted to bring these to people's attentions. Half-inch drive deep well sockets aren't the cheapest set of sockets, but I find that I use half-inch quite often, because usually if if it's really tight with a 1/4 inch or 3/8, I just tend to go straight to the half-inch. A lot of times I'll use half-inch when I could use a smaller tool, just because I know it will remove the fastener and I won't have to deal with anything else. Also, when you get half-inch deep wells, they of course are longer than 1/4 inch or 3/8 deep wells, so you do get a little bit of extra reach. That's another reason why I'd say if you don't have any deep wells at all, I'd go for half-inch deep wells first. And you can go through the hardware stores, big box stores, that kind of stuff, or maybe auto parts stores, and piece out some of the smaller sockets. Half-inch sockets are made to 10 millimeter and smaller. And that's one of the things I need to do with this set, is fill it out. There also, of course, are 6 points, so you get extra traction, although there is a larger degree of swing if you have, say, a breaker bar attached to it. One thing I will mention about the PowerBuilts is I did piece out a couple of the larger sockets. This is a 1 1/4 inch. And the finish isn't quite as nice on the 1 1/4 inch, but I think that's to try to keep it price competitive, is they did a little bit of corner cutting on the larger ones, because in the real world, as soon as sockets start getting above 1 inch, their prices start really increasing fast. So that I will accept from PowerBuilt. And the reason I bought the PowerBuilt 1 1/4 inch, it was the best quality 1 1/4 inch for the price. Usually these sockets, it can be 20 bucks or more. And so there's just a nice look at them. And once again, I highly recommend them. Also, because deep well sockets are very heavy, you really need a Harbor Freight socket rail will not hold this set of sockets. It'll fold in half. You really need a thick socket rail to hold these. I have a special one that has a welded gusset to keep it from bending, and it's extra thick. So that'd be the other thing I'd mention. Otherwise, generally speaking, for the price, I would say PowerBuilt tools are recommended. You can often find coupons or find them online or even on eBay sales, where you can save a lot of money, and I'd be, just fine with them. So once again, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Catus Maximus out.